Okay, so it is being reported in the Hollywood in the Hollywood Reporter that there is in fact going to be a Joker sequel. Now, I just want to say that, or actually, I should also say that it is also being reported in Deadline that the Hollywood Reporter is like wrong and that like their insiders are telling them that no, there is in fact not going to be a Joker sequel, or not, or actually no, I should say it's not that there isn't going to be one. It's that there isn't one currently like on the books, and that there isn't one currently like planned out that they are going to make it. Basically, Deadline says that their insiders are telling them that there's probably going to be a Joker movie, but there isn't anything like solidified yet. Whereas the Hollywood Reporter is saying that not only is there a Joker 2 sequel coming, that yes, Todd Phillips is coming back, and then Todd Phillips is also going to be making like another villain origin movie. Um, and so I'll say this: I'm not really sure who I believe yet. The Hollywood Reporter, they're not like Joe's comic book movie blog. They are a respectable source of movie news. So I'm inclined to think that like yes, people are telling them that. So, but all Deadline's also pretty reputable as well. So I don't know, but I guess what I just want to say is I kind of saw this coming. Like I know that like Todd Phillips was saying like I think it was like saying this before the movie came out like we built this to be a standalone movie. There will not be any sequels, and we will not connect this to any other cinematic universe. Yes, we care about the artistry of the film. I get that he was saying a lot of stuff like that, but you know, $1 billion. Need I say more? Like the movie made $1 billion, so like once it started like not just becoming successful, but becoming a monster hit, that's when I kind of realized and I kind of accepted that nah, we're getting some kind of sequel to this. And full disclosure, I really don't want a sequel. I think that Joker worked perfectly as a standalone, just one shot, one take movie. You don't need any more sequels. You don't need to connect it to any other cinematic universe. And by the way, like the Hollywood Reporter isn't saying that they're gonna like interweave it into like Matt Reeves' Batman or into the DCEU or anything. That I'm just kind of mentioning that. I think this movie works fine on its own, and like especially because I love that this movie being standalone, like everyone can watch it, and there are like certain things that you can interpret for yourself, and like everyone can people can talk and have debates on like what was a hallucination and what wasn't, and a lot of that, a lot of cool stuff like that, a lot of cool conversations can be had about the movie when it's like a one take thing. And I feel like if you go out and you make another movie, you make another sequel, you're gonna have to solidify some things that happened in the first one. And I just feel like it's gonna retroactively just like lessen the first one in a way. Just by the way that the first one was made, if that makes any sense. So I personally don't want a sequel, and also like I'm just not sure like where you take Arthur Fleck from here, because like just watching the first movie is like is Arthur Fleck really gonna become the Joker? Because like, is Arthur Fleck really gonna like go out and start his own gang? Is this guy really gonna become like a mastermind criminal? I don't really see that, because like I've always made the point that this Joker isn't really like the Joker. He's not like this Joker movie. It's not the Joker. It's not the comic book movie Joker. It's not even the Dark Knight version of the Joker. Like he's not this isn't a Joker movie. It's really just a movie about a mentally ill person, um, you know, sticking it to society with a Joker skin painted over it. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing necessarily. I think that's cool. I think that they can take these comic book movie characters and or just just these comic book characters and do interesting things with them. But so with that being said, I just don't think that there's really somewhere you can go with a sequel. And who knows, maybe Todd Phillips has a great idea and it'll end up being a great movie. I'm willing to to have an open mind about it, and I'm willing to give it a shot. But just my gut reaction is I don't really want this. But the Hollywood Reporter says it's happening. Even in the Deadline article, they're like, yeah, it's probably most likely gonna happen, but it's not official yet. So I do think we're gonna end up getting this, and yeah, we'll just see what they do with it. And also I guess I'll be curious to see what other comic book movie villain they decide to do next. There's a lot of like people saying they want to see like a Lex Luthor movie, and I think that could be interesting. I'm trying to think of another villain that I really like to see. I mean, the obvious one I guess is like Mr. Freeze, but I don't even know if I'd want to see a Mr. Freeze movie like this because I feel like that that character's like already like super sympathetic, and like they kind of did what they would do with a movie like this with like that episode of the Batman the Animated Series. Like they already made him like super sympathetic and super relatable or whatever. So I'm not really sure what exactly you would do with a Mr. Freeze movie. But yeah, we'll see. Honestly, like I don't necessarily want to see like a villain movie. I just want to see more movies that are like set like outside of the DCEU, if that makes any sense. Like I want to see like a Gotham by Gaslight movie. I want to see like a Superman Red Sun movie. Like these are the types of movies that I personally want to see. I'd even be open for like a Batman Beyond type deal. Like I want to see something that is set outside of the DCEU, that's weird, that's different, that you can just get a director and just let him make his own thing without any constraints, without like studio interference. Like that's what I want to see. I want to see more movies like that. And that's kind of what we're getting with the Matt Reeves Batman. Or I mean, they haven't really. I don't think they've like confirmed it or anything, but the impression that I've been getting is that it's not set in the DCEU. So we're kind of getting it with that. But I want to see. I want to see like weird things, that's set outside of the DCEU. So I don't necessarily I don't want them to just like constrain themselves to feeling like, oh, Joker was successful, so let's just do a bunch of villain movies. Like that's not necessarily I don't think that's necessarily the lesson they should be taking from this. I think the lesson they should be taking from this is that you can take these popular characters and you don't have to throw $200 million at it. You can make it you can make it a bit darker, you can make it a bit edgier, and you can really just focus on creating a great story. That's the lesson that I think they should be taking from Joker. Not necessarily like, oh, Joker has made $1 billion, let's make more villain movies. Let's make a Mr. Freeze movie, let's make a Scarecrow movie, let's make a Killer Croc movie, let's make a Condiment King movie. That's not necessarily the lesson I think they should be taking from this, although I think that is the lesson that they're probably going to take from this. And yeah, I don't think, don't expect a Lex Luthor movie to make $1 billion, I really hope they don't expect, like, a Killer Croc movie to make $1 billion. I mean, they can be successful, but I really hope they're not expecting this for their other movies. Like, Joker is a very specific case, right? You have this movie that, first of all, was very controversial, and I do think that helped with the box office. It was a zeitgeist film. I think everybody was talking about it. Everyone wanted to see what it was about. But other than that, it's also the Joker. Like, I also saw like a bunch of people like shocked that this movie made $1 billion. Like, I get that it's an R-rated comic book movie, but it's the Joker. like he's one of, if not the most iconic villain of all time. Like, not just comic book movie villains. He's one of the most iconic villains of all time. So I didn't think it was gonna make $1 billion, but I'm not like shocked, and my mind is not blown. So yeah, but like it's not gonna be the same with a Mr. Freeze movie. It's not gonna be the same with a Killer Croc movie. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a little worried that they're going to be taking the wrong lessons from this, and I don't know. At the end of the day, if they like let Todd Phillips make a Killer Croc movie or something, I still just hope that they take the same approach where they don't blow, they don't toss like $200 million at it and then set like these really high expectations. I hope they can keep the budget to a reasonable degree, and just let Todd Phillips make whatever movie Todd Phillips wants to make. That's if if we do get more of these villain movies, I at least hope that they move forward with that same philosophy. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? Do you want to see a Joker movie? Were you surprised to hear that we were getting another Joker movie? And what other villain movies do you want? Or not? Or I'll toss in other types of movies that aren't connected to the DCEU. Like, what other types of those movies do you want to see? So let me know in the comments below, and bye.